Aztecs basketball team finished 22-11 and reached the Mountain West Championship game and ranked inside the top 50 in every major metric. But when the bracket came out, San Diego State wasn't in it. Instead, the final at-large spots went to power conference teams like Texas and NC State, even though some of those teams finished the season barely above 500 in conference play. And this isn't random. This year, the SEC sent 10 teams to the tournament. The Big Ten sent 9, and mid-majors like the Mountain West got squeezed down to basically one bid. So here's the real question. Is the NCAA tournament still about the best teams, or is it becoming about the biggest conferences and the most money? Because if a program like San Diego State, which played for a national championship just 2 seasons ago, can't get into the bracket, that might tell us everything about where college basketball is heading. San Diego State's season came to an abrupt end Sunday when the Aztecs were officially left off of the the NCAA tournament field as they finished 21-11 and reached the Mountain West Championship game, ranked 47 in the net, 48 in Ken Palm, but it wasn't enough to earn an at-large bid.
No, it wasn't. Instead, the last 4 spots went to North Carolina State, Texas, SMU, and Miami of Ohio. Head coach Brian Dutcher confirmed that San Diego State would not accept an NIT or any other postseason invitation, citing injuries and the team's NCAA-or-bust mentality, which is the right decision, as we said on the show on Monday.
Yeah, the decision ends a streak of 5 straight NCAA tournament appearances for the Aztecs. Several factors worked against San Diego State. Injuries to key players late in the year, losing 4 of their final 5 regular season games, falling short in the conference championship, and perhaps most importantly, the growing bias towards power conferences. This year, the SEC sent 10 teams. The Big Ten sent 9. Mid-major programs like San Diego State were squeezed out. It's another example of how money and conference power are reshaping college basketball. Now, the counterbalance is San Diego State women's basketball still dancing. Well, sort of. While the men are done, the Aztecs women's basketball team is still playing. They earned a bid to the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament, where they'll host UC Irvine women's basketball. Now, they won't be able to host that at San Diego State because San Diego State is hosting the NCAA tournament for men's basketball. Instead, they will be at the Jenny Craig Pavilion on the campus of the University of San Diego. But they finished 25-5 and dominated the Mountain West Conference regular season with a 19-1 record. But unfortunately, they don't go to the NCAA tournament because they lost in the first round of the conference tournament.
Yeah, that loss to Air Force was really, really bad for them as far as making the women's college basketball tournament. Now, if the Aztecs do win that opener, as we had mentioned, against UC Irvine, they could face Texas A&M in the next round. So while the men's season is over, the women still do have a chance to make a postseason run.
Yeah, the Aztecs win their opener. They could face Texas A&M, as you mentioned, Frank, and in the next round. So it's an opportunity for them to be able to play against some good competition and continue their season and really reward the women's team with more games for, after their season came to an abrupt halt. So good for the women's team in the season that they had over there on the Mesa. As for Aztec baseball and softball, on the baseball side of things, the Aztecs opened Mountain West play with a series win over Washington State. Highlight came in a wild 15-10 rubber match victory where the Aztecs exploded for 19 hits. Key moments included a grand slam from Max Farrell, 4 hits from Anthony Marnell IV, and a 5-run 7th inning to seal the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the Aztecs currently sit at 11-7, 2-1 in conference play, and are set to face USC on the road here coming up in the next couple of days. So the baseball team starting to get things together, still just over 500, but had a very, very good weekend.
Yeah, USC had just lost their first game of the weekend to Northwestern. Before that, they're the last team remaining undefeated in college baseball, but they had to play in the snow against Northwestern. Yes. I guess that's the repercussions they have for leaving the Pac-12 conference. Have fun playing conference games in the snow now in Chicago, but the Aztecs will play USC later this week. Meanwhile, Aztec softball took the series from Colorado State to start their conference play campaign. After dropping the opener, Aztecs responded with back-to-back wins, including a 2-0 shutout to clinch the series.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitching staff was dominant, allowed just 3 runs over 27 innings during the week with a 0.78 ERA. That is absolutely fantastic for any team, whether it be baseball or softball.
biggest takeaway this week for college basketball that affects the Aztecs is the changing of the landscape of college basketball. I mean, the Aztecs built a national reputation over the past decade, including a 2023 national championship game appearance, yet still got squeezed out of the tournament bubble. It raises a real question. Is the NCAA tournament still rewarding the best teams or simply the biggest conferences? Because if the 22-win team that finished second in a strong mid-major can't get in, the system may be shifting more than fans realize. Something more to pay attention to later on as we see Aztecs basketball move to the Pac-12 next season.